Hi folks, welcome to this week's Westminster Shorter Catechism, Sunday Catechism. We are on to question 77, which I'll read in a moment. Apologies if you hear the sound of the fan. It's very warm and I need the fan on. This week I find just, well, it's so real and so essential. Let's read it. What is required in the 9th commandment? The 9th commandment requires maintaining and promoting the truth between people, as well as our own and our neighbour's good name, especially as a witness. What is required in the 9th commandment? The 9th commandment requires maintaining and promoting the truth between people, as well as our own and our neighbour's good name, especially as a witness. Well, there's so much in that. The verses that are used are 1 Samuel 17:28. Eliab, David's brother, attacking him. Why have you come here? I know your pride. I know the wickedness of your heart. This is why you're doing this. So he's attacking his own brother. Leviticus 19:16. You shall not go as a talebearer or a slanderer against your own people, nor stand against the blood of your neighbour. I am the Lord. And Psalm 15 verse 3, the one who enters the temple of God is someone who does not backbite with his tongue and doesn't do evil to his neighbour or take up gossip against his neighbour. These things that we've got, our tongues, are enormously powerful. These on a keyboard are enormously powerful. And we can bring a whole range of harm to our neighbour by what we say and to other people. I mean, you may not be a particularly violent person, but you may have a great deal of violence with your tongue. And as James tells us, the tongue is a poison. It's a restless evil and very hard to control. So Thomas Watson, when he talks about this, he talks about slander, and he talks about how the scorpion carries his poison in his tail and the slanderer carries his poison in his tongue. Slandering is to report things of others unjustly. Psalm 35 verse 11, malicious witnesses testify against me. They have accused me of things I don't even know about. And your good name gets attacked. I mean, it's funny, there are bits in the Bible that you don't notice, and I hadn't really noticed that all that much until I started getting involved in public discussion and debate, and some of the things that were said were just so horrendous, and said behind your back, said by Christians, said to your face. And suddenly I noticed in the Psalms, all of these defend me from the slanderer, the warning about wicked people and so on. So, I mean, I'll give you an example even today. Somebody wrote on X or on Twitter that I was somebody who had said that getting the MMR vaccine gave you autism. I never said anything of the sort. I don't believe it. I've never implied it. But it doesn't matter. It's out there. I can think of other things that have been said, some of them very personal accusations, not just about what you believe. And you always get people going, well, there's no smoke without fire, is there? And it's so effective. And so no wonder the devil is called the father of lies. So what do we do about this? Well, I mean, the commandment is very straightforward. We are forbidden from, well, we're required first. Let's talk about what we're required. We're required to promote truth between one another. And we're required to promote our neighbour's own good name, to speak well of people. Now, that's not to speak lies, by the way, and if your neighbour does things that are wrong, it's not to say, for example, the current scandal that has engulfed the Archbishop of Canterbury, it's not saying, oh, his defence couldn't be, oh, well, I wanted to speak well of John Smythe. No. You can't do that. We are to speak truth, but we are not to speak falsehood. And that should be so obvious, and yet sometimes, I mean, think about it just for yourself. If you've recently been found guilty of either spreading a rumour or accepting a rumour, not knowing for sure. I mean, I listened to a couple of people discussing on a Christian podcast, and I thought, what are you doing? You have no evidence of any of this. You're just speculating. That's what the Bible calls gossip, and it's certainly not speaking well of your neighbour. So there's a rebuke there for me as well. I need to learn to go by what I know to be true, not necessarily by what I feel or in just responding to people. But think about that. What a difference it would make in our society if people maintained and promoted truth between human beings, between men and women, and we bore a faithful and good witness. All right, God bless you. See you next week. Bye.